But speaking of the strike, Sabrina, I want to go into what's been going on right now recently about the WGA strike, because as we've talked about before, they've had meetings with the AMPTP. Of course, SAG-AFTRA hasn't recently, but the WGA has, and they've gone back and forth for almost a week, and everyone's thinking, oh, things are moving great. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. Well, now the writers are saying they've been kind of gaslit by the AMPTP. They said, here's how it went down. They had an invitation to meet with them with Bob Iger, Donna Langley, Ted Sidaros, David Zaslav, and Carol Lamborghini. And apparently when they sat down, they thought, oh, it's going to be great. All the we talked about this last Friday. All the producers, are the big producers, are the studio heads. They want to talk to us. They had a meeting about this. It's going to be great. And they said they actually sat down and it felt like they were being lectured about how good of a counter offer they were given the WGA, and they should just sign it and take it because it's such a great thing. And they were like, that's not what we thought we were going into. We thought we were going into a negotiation thing, and it really wasn't that. They said that they thought the meeting was actually to cave them in and to trick them pretty much so that the AMPTP could put something out there in the publicity to be like, hey, look, we've offered them great things. And they did. After the meeting, apparently the last meeting, they actually put out everything they've been, counter offering them with, like, we have all these great monumental things. They should be just signing this. It's their fault, not our fault. This isn't going down. But they didn't actually address all the stuff that they were actually asking for. And they're like, hey, there's big issues right here. We're not just going to cave. They said after 20 minutes of being told, like, just sign the contract pretty much, they just walked out. Like, we can't do this. We can't do this. We're not going to do this. And I mean, that's horrible. They said this was the company's plan from the beginning, not to bargain, but to jam us. It's their only strategy, to bet that we will turn on each other. And they're saying we're not going to turn on each other. They went back out there. They put this whole thing out to their actual membership. They said, hey, this is not going like you think it's going to go. They're trying to snowball us, and that's not what we want. So, yeah, I said snowball. And on top of that, there was a big solidarity thing that happened just yesterday. It was huge. I was actually there. It was great at Disney, outside Bob Iger's House of the Mouse. All the freaking SAG members and the Writers Guild came together to have a huge meeting and a huge strike together, picketing all together as one cohesive unit. Martin Sheen was there. It was massive. You had Ron Perlman was there. You had Kerry Washington there. It was a big thing. It was amazing. It took down, they locked a whole street down, thousands of people. It was awesome. It was great to see that solidarity. And for me, right there, after that whole day having WGA, it was a way of being like, hey guys, all these producers, all these studio heads, like, we are here to fight for this cause, and we're not just going to back off because you're telling us that we have to. And, they're in for the long run. And there's I want to do a quick little thing here. I got a nice little compilation of the speeches that went down during the Solidarity meeting on yesterday. So let's check it out all together.
Clearly, this union has found something worth fighting for, and it is very costly. If this were not so, we would be left to question its value.
Do the jacket thing?
And so now we are called to support the union, support the leadership, and to stand together for the long haul, and to stick to it like a stamp.
The fucked up thing is,
Attaboy,
however much they take,
I know, right?
Will never be enough,
he says.
So what they need to do
right now, bro,
is make us feel small.
Play all day.
He'll always be Hellboy to me.
Devalue us.
Play all day.
He was apparently the Beast in the Beauty and the Beast series too.
With the thought that if we don't walk in line,
Says someone who never watched Sons of Anarchy.
True.
Because any motherfucker could do what we do.
Hell no! We've come to a point in our history where just being a working actor, coming to work every day, devoting oneself to this craft, dedicating oneself for the entertainment and the joy of others means I can't make a fair living. It's not okay. It's not okay for other people to benefit for our hard work and sweat. It's not okay for other people to benefit while we work 16-hour days. It's not okay for other people to benefit when we put our vulnerability and our hearts on the line. It's not okay for other people to benefit while we do the hard work.
I'm reading a transcript,
okay.
so don't worry about it.
We deserve to pay a fair wage. We deserve to be able to have access to health care. We deserve to be able to live a just life. We deserve to be able to be protected from machines pretending to be us. We deserve to be working artists and devote ourselves for the betterment of others and be paid fairly.
all we want to do is tell stories about human beings. How the fuck can we tell stories about humanity, which is what we all do, which is what we love to do, which is what many of us do for free, if they want to dehumanize us?
We are called to help lift this nation up to that place where the heart is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out from the depths of truth and tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sands of dead habit, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever-widening thought and action into that heaven of freedom. Dear Father, let our country awake.
I feel like he thought he was on stage for sure. He was feeling the
I'm doing a
stage.
soliloquy over here.
Yeah, he got into it. He's like, I got some passages to read you and stuff. But it's great. It was a massive event, and it really meant a lot to a lot of people. And it really was a good thing for, showing Disney, especially after that whole meeting with the WGA being like, hey, like, that's not right. We're not going where we're staying up. Kerry Washington was fucking great too.
Yeah, she's always great.
It's just one of those things where we thought that this might be done sooner than I think it will be, actually. People are talking about towards the end of the year. When you see the solidarity, it's amazing. And when you hear what the producers are saying behind the scenes, it's kind of disgusting in a lot of ways. It's just like,
the fact that they held a fucking meeting to be like, you should have taken our last deal because that's really, really good. Like, to scold them about the fact that they didn't like what they said it says all you need to say. They're not ready to bargain. They're not ready to negotiate. It doesn't fucking matter. Like, it literally doesn't matter. They're like, this is what we gave you on August 11th. Now it's August 22nd because this was yesterday. That they're like, are you still not wanting to take this? Fuck you, dude. That's not a negotiation. That's strong arming, and you can go fuck yourself. And they're not going to fall for it. They're not going to take it. They didn't hold out for this many days. They didn't fucking fuck off for this much time. They didn't show solidarity, show up every day, picket, and fucking do this shit to fucking go back on something that you gave them fucking 10 days ago or fucking 10 months ago or whatever. They're not going to fucking settle like this. It's not going to happen. So you either need to get your shit together and figure out how you want to move forward or play this tactic until it bankrupts everyone. Because we're not going to give in. Yeah.
And it was not going to give in at all. And it was just a beautiful thing to see everybody together, especially after hearing about this inside perspective. And thank you, Ty Batista out there for some lovely photos of the actual event. Ty was there taking photos on the ground. Our correspondent, photographer, Ty Batista. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Ty. Some great photos. But yeah, it was a beautiful event. And I understand like that we need to be together. And it was great to see all these like figureheads that we know from the years of acting out there actually supporting us and standing by us too, because they get what's happening and we're not just gonna fucking back down.
And it's not for them. Like, that's the thing. No. Like, people think it's like rich people whining, and I want to stress again, it's not for them. They're out there for us. No. They're out there for the people who are working background, who are standing in, who are day players. They're not there for them, but their voice is much bigger than any of our voices can be. And so they're there spending their time where they can be on a fucking island in Belize drinking pina coladas because they have no fucking problems with their fucking finances. They're out there on a picket line making speeches for the little people. Yep. And I applaud and commend that. And I say thank you. And I hope you keep doing it. And I hope that everyone understands, especially people who don't live in LA or live in New York or live in a big city where these things happen, like that it's not rich people complaining for more money. It's people who are in a craft where they get paid very well, but 90% of the people, more than 90% of the people in that same craft can barely afford to get by, cannot make their medical insurance, cannot like live, with a decent, you can't have a family. You can, you know what I mean? Like, even if you're single and living in an apartment by yourself, you're struggling to get by. And that's not fair. And like the things that you do, you should be compensated for. And like for an AI situation to come over is going to erase all of those people. They want to scan background actors. They want to scan them and use them in perpetuity on any project ever that any of the producers work on that happen to scan them. That is not okay. Like, you can't, like, people make a living, people earn their medical insurance on this, and very scarcely so. So it's not like, I appreciate every big name, every person who like has some sort of a presence to come out there and to speak their truth and to speak our truth and to try to make an effort towards this. I really, really do applaud. And Kerry Washington, I've worked with before. She is one of the most lovely human beings I've ever met. She's one of the most generous actresses that I've ever worked with. I know crew members that worked with her for 7 seasons or 8 seasons or however long Scandal went. And the last season, there was like, I don't know, 20 days or something that they got a present every day. A mattress was one of the presents. Like she paid for herself personally, not amazing. Production. She gave presents to everyone on that crew every single day because she was so grateful for that experience of her life and how like it changed her life. And she was so grateful for all the people that put her there. So fucking hats off to you, Kerry Washington. Like one of my fucking most treasured and fucking looked up to actresses and women of all fucking time. And thank you for looking out for us.
Yeah, it's fantastic what you said. And also that something came out too, Sabrina, on top of all that, is that they actually can't copyright this AI material that the producers want to use. They found that out recently because if you do a copyright, it has to be made by a human being. That's how it's worded in all legalities. So if they think they can just make like that, that AI intro for, Secret Invasion, right. Well, you can't actually copyright that. So anybody can use that as much as they want. And so if they start integrating AI technology, and the producers are finding out right now that they can't actually copyright and hold it down. So it might help the cause.
If it's not copyrighted, who cares? Like you're not paying residuals anyway, so who cares?
But it might help the cause because they don't like people using their shit. You know what I mean? They don't like that.
But if it's not generating any income, it doesn't fucking matter.
No, it's for down the line, though, I think.
I'm calling it now. Next week's episode, Cruise Control, the intro has to be Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion.
That's what we're doing.
Use it.
Oh,
just see what happens.
Do it.
See what the fuck happens. I don't know. Maybe get a cease and desist. Yeah.
We'll see what happens. I'm like, who's trying to stop me? Your AI? Who's trying to stop me?
Let's do it. You think you're gonna be like, we will not put this up.
No. Fuck you guys. I'm using it next week. I'll put all the AI stuff in there they use, but I'll add our names and see what happens. Yeah. That's what I'll do, and then we'll see where that goes down.
I would love to see what I look like as a scroll. Yeah, why not?
It might be interesting. But Sean,
maybe I'm already
Sean, are you surprised by what they said? The producers are saying, like, just take this deal and be done with this because you're taking too long. This is a great deal, or do you think this is more par for the course?
No, this is what's expected. This is the only, they overplayed their hand, and this is just kind of what they're expected. I didn't expect them to come to the table and offer anything of value. They still feel like they hold all the power. Because it looks good. It looks like, hey, we called for this. And it's all about putting the story out there. It's all about perception and posturing. And this is not going to last long. This is not going to continue. And people are getting wise. People understand. And as soon as the content starts getting fucked with and the funnel starts to dry out, you better believe that a lot more people are going to get behind this. And it's disappointing that they thought they could do this, and it seems like some people might have reached for this kind of deal, but I'm glad that the two big boys are standing up to the Goliaths here. So yeah,
it's fantastic, and these speeches were great, weren't they, Sean? I know.
Yeah.
You got to see some of the transcript. It's great that these actors are actually standing up like this because, as Sabrina said too, it's not about really them. There is issues with the AI for reshoots and shit like that, but overall, they know that who are really going to be affected by this are, of course, the majority of the union, the little guys,
Well, I think they're standing up because they were in the shoes where they weren't able to stand up before, right? Like no one gets to see where these actors came from. Like maybe you get, the first things, but all the tireless work that goes into being in Hollywood and putting up with the bullshit that's expected of you to do, and everything. Of course they're grateful for where they're at, but they also are humbled because they've had to struggle and they understand and relate to their fellow members of their the other boards, the WGA and the SAG-AFTRA. Like, of course, they're going to know the struggle and recognize and thank God, like, they made it out. They got to be this big, and now they're using this power that was given to them,
help people.
that they earned to help people, as they should.
Yeah, it's so amazing. And they, like Kerry Washington was talking about how when she first started acting, she sees people on billboards. She's like, I didn't think I'd ever be able to do that. And I did that. Ron Perlman talking about coming from like a family that actually was built on unions and how much he supports it. And like, again, him too, like they told their stories about this, Ron Perlman's a fucking man. That's all I can say.
I love it. He called himself woke. I love it. Let's fucking go.
My
like every minute of my woke life. I'm like, yes, sir.
It was fucking.
He's like, I am a union boy.
It was fucking
suck
great
on that,
shit.
DeSantis. Yeah, we're sending Ron Perlman your way.
I mean, honestly, though, like there
shit.
is so many people, like Susan Sarandon is out there fucking picketing, fucking Jason Sudeikis, fucking Jessica Lange, fucking Wendy Malick, fucking Laura Sangiacomo. Like there are so many people, Jesse Eisenberg, like that are out there, like that can be doing anything with their time right now, but they're choosing to support a cause. And I just want to make clear, and I know that like this is not something that's broadcasted across ABC fucking News or NBC News or fucking NBC or fucking Fox or fucking CNN. Doesn't matter. I would like to say out loud that these people are helping us. It's not about themselves. And like everyone who sees it, they think it's just whiny rich people asking for more money. And that is not at all what this is. I just want to stress that as much as I possibly can. Because it's not at all what this is. They're out there supporting us. Because they literally could be doing anything else than be standing on a fucking picket line out in the hot fucking sun in the middle of fucking summer. They could be doing anything else. They don't need to be there. They're there to support the cause and to help the little people. Like, and it doesn't even just stop with the WGA or the fucking SAG-AFTRA. It's labor unions in general. Like they're fighting for a fair wage for everyone, not just for us. Like they're supporters of, this type of fairness across the board. And like this is the start. And like the fact that they're spending their time doing this is extremely humbling, for them and inspiring to watch.
Yeah.
And I feel like people are taking it the wrong way, and it makes me really sad. Like they should see what it is, and what it is supporting the little person. And that's a lot of what doesn't happen in this world on a regular basis.
And without people like this, Sabrina, without people like this, you don't get the content and the phenomenal acting on shows, these big budget shows. You don't get any of that. These producers can't make it without actors, without the writers, without any of that. So at the end of the day, we need these people to be in place. As Ron Perlman said, we bring humanity to the scene, and AI can't do that.